Hey, how's it going, you guys? It is the Kid Ice here. Welcome back to another video. And today, now I have the Pixel 5 in the house. So if you guys just saw that quick little snippet video of me unboxing the phone, I actually just got it today, October 28th. So yeah, got it today. I wanted to go ahead and test it out, check it out. I have actually owned every Pixel since the first generation Pixel. So I'm very excited to see what Google has in store this year. Unfortunately, though, already reviews are saying that this isn't the best Pixel that they've used, and by they, I mean those who review it and those who've had it. But this is definitely a different approach from Google from the past Pixel devices. I mean, Google with the whole Pixel situation, their whole claim was for creating Pixel was to create some high-end Pixel devices, and that was the first generation Pixel with the first generation Pixel called Pixel, the Google Pixel phone, right? So that phone actually started off at $650. And this particular phone is priced at $700. So how much has changed over the course of what, 4 or 5 years? Technically 5, right? So let's go ahead and check. But I mean, right off the bat, the design, first impressions, it's definitely a weird one. It definitely feels weird. Doesn't feel like your ordinary smartphone. It has a very nice, this nice plasticky. It's not even plastic. It's such a bad way of describing this phone because it doesn't feel plasticky. It just feels very soft. That's actually something very similar to the Pixel 4 because of the matte finish. The Pixel 4 has this texture, this matte finish texture, which overall just makes the phone feel soft. I guess you could say the way the Pixel 5 feels is the way the sides of the Pixel 4 feel. Or if you guys remember correctly, the Pixel 2 back in the day, the Pixel 2 XL, had this, it was made out of metal, but it was coated with plastic, which made it a lot more softer to touch. And that's exactly how this feels. It feels a little bit more into the, it doesn't feel hollow. I wouldn't say, but it just feels nice. It's a very lightweight phone for sure. Very compact, actually very compact. And here's just a quick little size comparison of the iPhone 10. So this is basically the same dimensions of anything. Sorry, all those fingerprints there. Let me wipe that down because I can actually see all those nasty prints right there. All right, there you go. So a quick little size comparison, again, pretty much identical when it comes down to the size right there. Pretty much the same size phone. And then obviously bringing in the Pixel 4 XL to the mix and kind of giving you guys that quick little size comparison. We have the Pixel 4 XL here. Now, again, right off the bat, one of the things that I also like about the new Pixel is the screen. This is by far the best looking Pixel out of all Pixel devices in the past generations. And we can't argue and say that it isn't, because it is. I mean, right off the bat, the back is what makes it look very clean and simple. Obviously, Google was always known for having that two-tone back, but ever since the Pixel 4, they decided to go with a solid color. Would have been nice to kind of maybe see a darker green, so kind of like a two-tone, but just darker green. I don't know, maybe that would have been nicer, but this sage color is really nice. I actually really like it. It's not bad whatsoever. It's actually a really nice looking color. But overall, yes, I would say this is by far the best looking Pixel right out of the gate. This, if anything, it reminds me, size-wise, if anything, reminds me of the first generation Pixel. If you guys remember correctly, the first generation Pixel made raves about how the camera was very flush to the surface, didn't have a camera bump. Well, Google has something to kind of claim about. I don't know if you guys can see that there, but let me actually go ahead, zoom that a little bit closer. But the camera, let me see if I can focus. There you go. The camera is actually pretty flush. So it doesn't stick out too much, doesn't protrude too much, but you can see there, it's a nice looking phone. I mean, compared to previous generations of Pixel devices, this by far has to be one of my favorite looking screens. I mean, look at that. Just all screen, just that little punch hole. You have the speaker underneath the glass. You have a speaker grill right here at the bottom. when it comes down to audio, all that other stuff, unfortunately, I'm not going to go ahead and say that this is the best speaker. Right off the gate, I can guarantee you that the audio quality that you're going to get out of this phone might not be the best. And that is very unfortunate because Google Pixels in the past have had great speaker experiences. I mean, up until the Pixel, I think the Pixel 2 XL kind of ruined it a little bit. It had that crackling speaker, bottom speaker issue. But the Pixel 3 and even the Pixel 4, they have really nice speakers, but the Pixel 5 kind of tones it down a bit. It says that it's a stereo speaker, so you do have two speakers, one at the bottom here, and then you have one underneath the glass there. What's very unfortunate though is that there's no holes, right? There's nothing that the audio can escape from, so the audio is just bouncing off of the screen, which unfortunately makes the phone just kind of sound like you're covering the bottom speaker, and that's it. It doesn't sound anything special, unfortunately. And I was kind of high hoping, I guess. I kind of had high hopes for the audio, especially because the Pixel 4a 5G has also a stereo speaker, but those actually are not being covered by the screen. It's just actually exposed. So we'll go ahead and see what that has to mean, I guess. But overall, man, this Pixel 5 definitely has a very nice looking aesthetic to it. It feels very comfortable. It's very compact, so when using it with one hand, again, right off the bat, I can tell you it's a one-handed device for sure. No more size squeezing the phone, unfortunately. That is gone. If you guys remember correctly from the Pixel 4, you were able to actually squeeze the size of the phone and do something like this, right? So you were able to squeeze the phone. It would activate Google Assistant. Now you can no longer squeeze it. So that is no longer a thing you can do. So you can see there, I'm trying to squeeze the phone, but nothing happens. And again, they decided to take off that feature to save some cost. Obviously, the other feature they decided to get rid of is the Project Soli. Now, again, this does have a pretty large bezel at the top, but the benefit of that was, I guess, you had face recognition and you had that Project Soli. If you guys don't remember what Project Soli was, let me refresh your memory real quick. It basically was just air gestures where you were able to move your hand left to right. You can do certain things like skip songs, you can pause songs, you can snooze alarms, you can quiet down phone calls, things like that. It was pretty cool. I didn't use it often, and apparently not a lot of people did because Google decided to get rid of it. And I think it was for the best because they were able to make a design like this. So that to me is really nice. But with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and test out this phone. Obviously, again, with my new segment, keep it or leave it. I'll be testing this phone and seeing if this phone is worthy of keeping. I mean, it's priced at $700. You can get it now. I think it's live now at the Google store. So you can definitely go purchase it. And, you know, just wait and see. And hopefully this might be your next device, maybe not. Again, this is a Google Pixel device though, so meaning you will get the latest software updates from all that good stuff from Google, right? So all your Android updates, security updates, you will receive on this generation Pixel. Now, a quick side note before I end off this video, one thing that I am a little disappointed that I recently saw was actually yesterday at night. I was up watching some videos on the Pixel 5 because I knew I was gonna get this phone soon. So I was kind of preparing myself for it. And there are some bench tests, man. And what was very unfortunate was that the Pixel 3 was outperforming this in benchmarks. So keep that in mind. Even though this is a much newer phone, it's not as powerful. Now, when it comes down to specifications, though, if you guys remember correctly, back in 2013, Motorola came out with their Moto X, which was also a phone that was the first, technically from Google, because it was the first time that Motorola came out with a phone after the Google purchase. If you guys remember correctly, Google purchased the Motorola back in 2012, I believe. So in 2013, they released the Moto X, and what was really cool about that phone was that they went the complete opposite route of having the latest and greatest specs to giving you a much more a better software experience, and just a customizable experience. And I think that's what the Pixel is kind of doing. I mean, it's not customizable like the Moto X. Moto X was able to completely change the way your phone looked, right? You were able to change the back color, the front color, the accent color, stuff like that. That's what they meant about customization. But here it's Android. You can customize, your software, stuff like that. And the specs, I mean, again, even though it's not performing like these high-end smartphones, I have high hopes that this phone will still be really optimized. And I really hope so, man, because Google has done this thing where they come out with a phone every year, and I'm always saying the same thing. I'm always saying, like, man, it could have been better, or why are they asking for this price? $700 for this phone. It comes with water resistance. It has your traditional camera layout. You have just your dual camera layout. You have the ultra wide. You have the you have your ultra wide, and you have your regular wide camera. You have your flash there and all that stuff, and it's the same sensor. Again, it's the same sensor as the Pixel 2. So again, nothing much has changed from from a hardware perspective as far as camera goes. Hasn't changed in the past 3 years. So again, definitely. I took some pictures already though, so I was, again, pixel phones are pixel phones, right? They'll take some really nice pictures, but we'll just have to wait and see. So hopefully you guys like this video. Please give it a thumbs up. If you guys did, please stay tuned again for a review for this phone to see if it's worthy of keeping or leaving. Also keep updated with the iPhone 12 Pro. I'll be also making a video about that particular phone and seeing if that phone is worthy of keeping or leaving. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to leave some questions in the comment section down below, and I will try my best to answer any of those questions. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Peace.